Okay, theoretically, I'm live. So, hey guys. I'm in a pretty good mood right now because I had two exams today, and one of them was an essay, and we had to type it. I hate typing essays like when it's timed like that because I feel like I just write so much better. But my teacher was like, "So if you really need to, like, you can write it down and then send me a picture." But like, you could tell that he didn't want that at all. That was obviously not what he wanted. So I was like, "Okay, I'll type it." And at first I was like, oh boy, like I don't know what to say here. Like, what am I even doing? But I just took a deep breath, moved on to the next question, came back, and then I was able to finish in time. I actually finished with 3 minutes left, which you might be like, that's not that much time, Lauren. But for me to finish something, like turn in with 3 minutes left, like when it's a writing thing like that, that's pretty big. But I just I didn't feel like looking at it anymore. I was over it. Also, shout out to Jordan the cat. Sorry, I just have to always announce him because I love him, basically. That's pretty much it. And then my other test was okay, that was contemporary screen studies, and then my other test was in personal financial management. And that was like one of those tests on Canvas where you do it and then you immediately see your grade. So I was like praying. We had 50 minutes to do it. I finished it in like 25 minutes, and there were about 25. There were exactly 25 questions. So I had about a minute per question, and I got a 96. So I only got one question wrong, which makes me very happy. I don't know which one I got wrong because he didn't share, but I'm just relieved. So yes, I'm in a good mood, and I just spent the rest the past like 20 minutes being happy. But now it's obviously time to do a live stream. I got pretty lucky this month because literally like on Monday I was like, oh my god, I haven't filmed my video for Wednesday, and I have to study for these tests. And then I remembered that today is the last day of the month, and I was like, perfect, I'll just live stream. And yeah, that's exactly what this is right now. So I did come up with my little list of stuff to go over for my month, but the first thing I want to say that doesn't have to do with me is get ready to vote, everybody. I don't know about you, but that, presidential debate last night was something else. So, I'm not trying to force my political views on anybody, but if you are 18, then you can vote. So use your right to vote to do that. And that's all I'm going to say about it for now. But yeah, vote. Otherwise, this month has been pretty hectic. Honestly, it feels like September just started, but all of a sudden now it's the end. And as like a college student, at the beginning of September, I would only been like a week, 2 weeks into the school year. And now I'm in the middle of week 6, which is pretty crazy. I can't believe it's kind of already been like five. It's already been 5.5 weeks of classes, and I can believe it when I think, oh, well, think about all the projects and the homework and the exams. But time just really flies, which does make me like grateful to be back at school, even though it's really weird being like the hybrid situation. But there's really like nothing I can do about that. I'm just still, trying to be safe. I am like going out to like get food, but then like eat outside. You can eat inside in some places in Philly now, but I have yet to do that. I'm just not really comfortable with it. It is sort of funny. Like you have to, if you're going into takeout, you have to have your mask on the whole time. But if you're eating inside, then you wear your mask in line when you get your food, but then you sit down at the table also inside, and then you take off your mask. And I mean, I'm definitely going to do that like once it gets colder, if it still like feels safe. I just think it's kind of funny. Along with classes, I've been continuing my internship with Samsung, which has been fun. Definitely like very different than over the summer because there's not like any like group intern projects or anything. It's like just me working for stuff on the team, but I'm still really enjoying it and very grateful to have that because a lot of my clubs are just doing a lot less than they would have been in the past. And because of my class schedule, I have 3 night classes. So even when I'm like, even when they do activities, a lot of times they're in the evenings when I'm busy. So that's kind of depressing. Like I have theoretically like a Hootathon meeting tonight, but I think it's from 8 to 9. Yeah, and I have class from 5:30 to 8:50. So that's not going to happen. But I mean, I'll find out the information that I need to from my like director. So I'm not worried about like missing out information. I just can't like participate in the activities. So I appreciate having my job to be doing stuff with. Ooh, sorry, a bug just like landed on the window when I thought for a second it was in the room. But anyways, and I am like trying to be like social, obviously safely, virtual movie nights. I'm only having like live movie nights with people that are like in my pod that I've like accepted into my pod. So I'm trying to like balance that out. And then I honestly just do a lot of homework also. So I don't know, sometimes it feels like everyone else is like doing more social things than me and I'm doing a lot of homework. But then I remember myself like I'm taking 6 classes and I work at least 10 hours a week. So, I'm a responsible person. I've been playing a lot of Among Us. Well, I mean, not a lot, like compared to how many times people play Among Us, like other people I know. But okay, I love that I wrote this list and I'm just rambling anyways. But, it's just that kind of mood. So yeah, I've been playing Among Us. It's like a de-stressor. It's really annoying though when people assume I'm the imposter when I'm not. I'm like, I'm not. I'm just slow and bad at this game. Don't judge me, okay? But they do it anyways. And they're like, you're sus. And I'm like, I'm not suspicious. But I guess that doesn't help. I feel like that makes me look more suspicious, but like I'm complicated. And then like the first time I was the imposter, I didn't even realize I was the imposter. I don't know how that happened. I must have like looked up when they announced my title and I just didn't understand why everything looked different. So that was a fail on my part, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to think of like more fun things that happened this month. Well, okay, Bisexual Pride Day was this month, and I made a whole video about that. Well, more about like bi erasure, but I was pretty pleased with how that day went. Like I wasn't able to go to Pride, and like over the summer, and like Temple usually does stuff for Pride, like in the fall for like National Coming Out Week, which hasn't happened yet, I don't think. But they're obviously not doing really anything. So it was nice to still be able to like kind of promote that community and be like, hey, this is a problem. So yeah, I've been trying to appreciate like the last like nice days. I mean, now it's fall, but the weather, is gonna turn at some point. So like my parents came up last weekend. This past weekend, and we went to Wissahickon Park, which I'd never been to before, and neither had they, and it was really fun. That's where the picture on the thumbnail's from. It did rain on us, but it was still a great time. We did sort of get lost, but like we figured it out. And it's just so nice to be surrounded by leaves, and especially like when it's kind of getting crispy and some of the leaves are changing color. So it's just so nice. And like really like from my viewpoint, like when I look out the window right now, like I see I see the temple buildings and then I see like the sky. And if I like lean over, then I see like some trees, but like not a lot of trees. I mean, I see some like in the distance, but like around campus, there's like not as many. So it's just nice to be like surrounded by woods. Oh, this is not necessarily a good thing, but a weird thing. One of my professors is leaving. I'm like happy for her because she's one of my film professors and her show, she works on Queen Sugar, like they're resuming production. So she's in New Orleans. So we're getting a new professor, and the new professor, who's one of my other professor's friends, like she seems really cool and nice. I like her so far. It's just really weird that like your professor's just like, peace out. Yeah, just like unexpected. That's all I gotta say about that. I joined a Bible study. I've been cantering at the Newman Center, so I'm still like being a religious gal. And then I did sign up, like say I was interested in Bible study, like on like the form at the beginning of the semester. So I like had lunch with the head, like the missionary who's running it, and I thought, okay, she seems nice. Like I like the idea. I've never done like a real Bible study before. We only had one meeting, and it was more like a get to know you, and we played charades, and we did a very little reading. But I'm excited to see how it goes. Hopefully I'll like it. Hopefully I feel like I'm like learning and growing. And if not, then I won't do a Bible study again, or I'll do like a different kind of Bible study. I feel like it's not really a lose. There's no way to lose the situation. There's just like different levels of winning the situation. That's my big brain thinking right there. Let's see. Did I forget anything? Oh, okay. So this has to do with class again. I am really bouncing all over the place. But for my screen directing class, we are working with actors. I found my actors on Backstage, and we're doing these like workshops with different acting techniques. And the first one we do it with the same actors for 3 rehearsals, and then we are gonna I just remembered I have to check my email about that. We are going to present to the class. And I was just thinking about how like there was such a big evolution from the first rehearsal to the second rehearsal, and like from the scene, but also from like my point of view, like the first rehearsal, I felt really nervous. I was like, why would they actually respect me? I'm just like a directing student. But like they really took me seriously, and I was so much more confident going into the second one. It was just so great and very empowering. So I'm pretty stoked for like third rehearsal, and then of course to present to the whole class and like workshop and learn more about being a director. It is pretty nice that even with everything going on, like I still feel like I'm learning some tools and techniques to work with scenes. And my professor we had a like the class work through my scene as like an example of something, which made me feel like I picked a good scene. So things were like, on the up. And speaking of movies, I only really watched one new feature film that I can recall this month, and that was Doubt. Had to watch that for class. It was pretty interesting. It was about nuns and a priest in a school. And then a lot of short films, like too many to name. Honestly, if you're interested in finding a short that you want to watch, you can like comment on this video and I'll try to send you the links. If I were to rattle them all off, it would just take forever, and I didn't want to like one short to feel like unwelcome. All I will say is one short we watched had sheep in it, and I got to see a newborn lamb. And if you know me, I love sheep, I love lambs. So I was living my best life right then. Yes, I really was. And then I rewatched the movies, probably like the big ones I rewatched were Psycho, Memento, Soul Server, and then like a humorous one would be Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. That movie is so funny. Otherwise, I just like watch with my friends. And I don't know. I know that I should be watching more new movies, but sometimes it's just nice to watch a movie that you like, especially if you haven't seen it in a while, if you've only seen it one time, because then you're like looking for new stuff. So, you gotta be flexible, figure out what works. And the only new music I've listened to this month would be Taylor Swift's Betty from the live Academy of Country Music Awards. If you haven't watched that video, you are really missing out because it is great. And yeah, I wish I could like play it right now. I probably could if I tried to figure that out, but I won't. That's complicated. And then just because otherwise I could literally keep rambling on and on, but I don't really have the time for that, honestly, and you guys probably don't either. So I'm just going to finish with the books. So I reread The Secret Garden, which for like, I don't know, at least the 10th time, I would say. Which that book literally does not get worse. Like I would think sometimes that as I get older that I maybe would like the book less, but I don't. I really like it just the same. And then I read for the first time The Secret of Platform 13 because I was going to Trenton. I was taking the train. I was like, might as well read a book about, like a train platform. It wasn't really about a train platform, like it involved one. My sister had been telling me to read it for like ages, and I kept putting it off, and I finally read it, and wow, really good book. I recommend. Where is it? Okay, I don't know where it is. I was going to hold it up, brandish it like a sword, but it's MIA right now. I'm sure it's somewhere. Anyways, yeah, this video is a little loop. That's just me after I do well on a test, though, and the fact that I've been so stressed out for these 2 exams, and now they're done. So with that being said, I'm going to finish this up. If you liked it, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. Comment literally anything down below you want, and I will see you next week. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be making a video for Friday because it's just been a lot this week, but maybe. So you'll either see me Friday or Wednesday. Bye!